Ever wondered why ancient cultures had some of the strangest customs? Imagine rituals so bizarre that they'd make your jaw drop. Today, we're diving deep into the world of 15 bizarre rituals from ancient times that you won't believe existed. From peculiar burial practices to unusual celebrations of life, these ancient rituals are as fascinating as they are mysterious. We're about to uncover the secrets behind these strange customs, some of which are sure to surprise you. Stay with us until the end because you won't want to miss even a single mind-blowing detail. Ready to journey back in time and explore the weird and wonderful world of ancient rituals? Let's get started. The first practice involves understanding the context of ancient civilizations and their fascination with rituals. Ancient societies, from the Egyptians to the Mayans, were deeply entrenched in rituals that bound their communities together. These rituals were diverse and intricate, each uniquely reflecting the culture and beliefs of the people. Despite this diversity, a common thread ran through all of them: the element of mystery. Rituals were often shrouded in secrecy, performed by select members of society, and held deep symbolic meanings that were believed to connect the living with the divine or the spiritual world. They ranged from daily ceremonies to elaborate rites marking significant life events. These mysterious practices not only offered a sense of order and structure in the lives of ancient peoples, but also served as a way to seek favor from the gods, ensure good harvests, and protect against evil forces. As we delve into these bizarre rituals, we'll uncover the hidden meanings and the profound impact they had on these ancient civilizations. The first bizarre ritual involves the cannibalistic rituals of the Anasazi. This ancient Native American culture, primarily residing in the southwestern United States, left behind a legacy shrouded in mystery and controversy due to evidence suggesting cannibalism. Archaeological findings, such as bones with cut marks and signs of being boiled, point towards this unsettling practice. Theories abound as to why the Anasazi resorted to cannibalism. One prevalent theory is survival. Harsh environmental conditions and food scarcity may have forced the Anasazi into desperate measures to endure periods of famine. Another theory suggests it was a form of ritualistic expression. Some researchers believe that consuming human flesh had spiritual significance, possibly as a way to absorb the strength or spirit of the deceased. There's also the possibility that this practice was a form of social control or punishment, instilling fear and demonstrating power within the community. Despite the chilling nature of these cannibalistic rituals, they offer a glimpse into the extreme measures ancient civilizations might have taken to survive and sustain their cultural and spiritual beliefs. As we peel back the layers of these enigmatic practices, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities and resilience of the Anasazi culture. The second bizarre ritual involves the bull-leaping festival of Minoan, Crete, a daring and thrilling spectacle that captivated the Minoan civilization. This ancient ritual, depicted in vibrant frescoes found at the Palace of Knossos, involved participants performing acrobatic feats over the backs of charging bulls. Imagine young athletes, both men and women, facing the enormous challenge of leaping onto a bull's back, grabbing its horns, and then flipping over the beast with grace and agility. The bull leaping festival was not merely a sport but a deeply significant ceremony that likely held religious and cultural importance. It is believed that this ritual honored the bull, an animal sacred to the Minoans, and possibly represented a form of worship or connection to their deities. The event was incredibly dangerous, requiring immense skill and courage, as one wrong move could result in severe injury or even death. Despite its perilous nature, bull leaping was a celebrated part of Minoan society, symbolizing strength, bravery, and divine favor. As we explore this intriguing ritual, we uncover a vivid picture of the Minoans' reverence for the bull and their extraordinary feats of athleticism. The bull leaping festival stands as a testament to the adventurous spirit and religious fervor of one of the ancient world's most fascinating cultures. The third bizarre ritual involves the Oracle of Delphi's Trance Induction. Nestled in the mountains of Greece, the ancient sanctuary of Delphi was home to the most famous oracle in the classical world. The Oracle of Delphi, a priestess known as the Pythia, was believed to possess the ability to predict the future. This prophetic power was said to come from her trance-like state, induced by inhaling intoxicating vapors. According to ancient sources, the Pythia would sit on a tripod positioned over a fissure in the earth from which these vapors emanated. As she inhaled the fumes, she would enter a state of altered consciousness, allowing her to commune with the god Apollo and deliver cryptic messages about the future. Pilgrims from all over the Greek world would journey to Delphi, seeking guidance on matters ranging from political decisions to personal dilemmas. The process of consulting the oracle was elaborate. Petitioners would offer a sacrificial gift and present their question through the temple priests, who then relayed the Pythia's often enigmatic responses. Scholars and scientists have long debated the origins and nature of the intoxicating vapors. Recent geological studies suggest that ethylene gas, known for its trance-inducing effects, might have been present at the site. The Oracle of Delphi's trance inductions reveal much about how deeply ancient people believed in the power of the divine to shape and foresee their destiny. This ritual not only underscores the importance of religion in ancient Greek society, but also highlights the lengths to which people would go to seek divine insight and assurance. The fourth bizarre ritual involves the Viking Blood Eagle, a gruesome execution method used as a form of sacrifice. This chilling practice, described in several Norse sagas, was not only a method of execution but also a ritualistic display meant to honor the gods and instill fear in enemies. The Blood Eagle entailed carving open the victim's back, severing the ribs from the spine, and pulling the lungs out through the openings to create a gruesome image resembling an eagle's wings. This act was purportedly performed while the victim was still alive, adding an element of prolonged suffering to the ritual. The exact purpose of the Blood Eagle is debated by historians. Some believe it was a mode of punishment reserved for the most heinous crimes or for captives of high rank, while others think it was a sacred rite dedicated to the god Odin, meant to emulate the majestic eagle and bring glory to the fallen. The ritual's graphic nature and the sheer brutality involved reflect the Vikings' complex relationship with violence, honor, and religious devotion. Whether as a means of vengeance, deterrence, or divine appeasement, the Blood Eagle remains one of the most terrifying and enigmatic rituals from ancient times, illustrating the lengths to which cultures would go to uphold their values and beliefs. As we delve deeper into these dark corners of history, we gain a richer understanding of the cultural and spiritual intricacies that shaped these ancient practices. The fifth bizarre ritual involves the Aztec heart extraction ceremony, a ritual with chilling and profound significance in the Aztec culture. The Aztecs believed that human sacrifice was essential to please their gods and ensure the continued existence of the world. This belief was rooted in their mythology, which told of gods sacrificing themselves to bring forth the sun and sustain life. Among the most infamous of these sacrifices was the heart extraction ceremony, often performed to honor the god Huitzilopochtli, the deity of the sun and war. The ritual usually took place atop towering pyramids, with the victim lying on a stone slab. Aztec priests, clad in elaborate attire and wielding obsidian knives, would swiftly cut open the chest of the still-living victim and remove the beating heart. The extracted heart would then be held aloft as an offering to the gods, and in some cases placed in a ceremonial vessel or burned as part of the ritual. The body of the victim might then be rolled down the steps of the pyramid, symbolizing the flow of life and death in the natural world. This brutal practice was not only a religious act but also a demonstration of the Aztecs' power and devotion. It was believed that the sacrificed heart provided nourishment to the gods, particularly the sun god, thus ensuring that the sun would rise each day. The spectacle of the heart extraction ceremony served multiple purposes. It reinforced the societal hierarchy, with the priests wielding divine authority. It deterred enemies and dissenters through its sheer brutality, and it inspired awe among the population, binding the community through shared religious fervor. Despite its gruesome nature, the heart extraction ritual was a deeply ingrained part of Aztec culture, reflecting their complex theology and the lengths to which they would go to honor their deities. As we explore this and other ancient rituals, we uncover the intricate web of beliefs, power dynamics, and cultural values that shape the lives of these enigmatic civilizations. The sixth bizarre ritual involves the Tibetan sky burial, a practice as unique as it is profound. In the high plateaus of Tibet, where the harsh terrain and extreme altitude make traditional burials challenging, the Tibetan people developed a deeply spiritual method of disposing of the dead, the sky burial. This ritual, also known as jeta, involves placing the deceased's body on a mountaintop to decompose naturally and be consumed by vultures. Far from being simply a practical solution to environmental constraints, the sky burial is rooted in Tibetan Buddhist beliefs about the impermanence of life and the cycle of rebirth. According to Tibetan Buddhism, the body is merely a vessel for the spirit, and once a person has died, their consciousness moves on to another existence. By offering the body to vultures, it is believed that the deceased spirit is not only freed from its earthly form, but also that their final act is one of generosity, sustaining other forms of life. The process begins with ritual prayers and the body being cut into specific sections to facilitate consumption by the birds. Monks or trained practitioners, known as Rogyapas, handle the body, chanting and performing rites that help guide the departed soul. The sight of vultures descending on the remains is both stark and symbolic, a tangible reminder of the transient nature of life. This practice underscores a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all living beings and the natural world, illustrating the Tibetan people's acceptance of death as a natural and necessary transition. The sky burial not only provides a means of returning the body to nature, but also serves as a profound testament to the Tibetan Buddhist values of compassion and detachment. As we delve into this remarkable ritual, we gain insight into a culture that embraces the cycle of life and death with a sense of reverence and harmony. The seventh bizarre ritual involves the Egyptian crossing of the soul ceremony, an intricate and deeply spiritual process that guided the deceased on their journey to the afterlife. Ancient Egyptians held a profound belief in the afterlife, viewing death not as an end but as a transition to another realm. Central to this belief was the concept of the soul's journey. The crossing began with elaborate burial practices aimed at ensuring the deceased's safe passage. The mummification process was a critical first step, preserving the body so the soul, or ka, could recognize it in the afterlife. Priests performed rituals to purify and prepare the body, while amulets and inscriptions on the sarcophagus provided protection and guidance through the treacherous journey. The Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and incantations, was often buried with the deceased to aid in navigating the obstacles of the underworld. One of the most important parts of the ceremony was the weighing of the heart, where the deceased's heart was weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was deemed pure and granted access to the eternal paradise of the field of reeds. If heavier, it was devoured by the monstrous deity Ammit, resulting in the soul's annihilation. Funerary processions and offerings to the gods, including Anubis, the god of the dead, and Osiris, ruler of the afterlife, were performed to invoke their favor and ensure the deceased's successful crossing. These rituals were not only about ensuring a smooth journey for the deceased, but also reflected the Egyptian society's intricate beliefs about life, death, and the divine. As we explore the Egyptian crossing of the soul ceremony, we gain a profound appreciation for the lengths to which ancient Egyptians went to honor their dead and the complex spiritual framework that underpinned their approach to death and the afterlife. The eighth bizarre ritual involves the Mayan bloodletting, a self-sacrificing practice to appease the gods. In ancient Mayan civilization, blood was considered the most precious offering one could give to the deities. The ritual of bloodletting, known as the sacrifice of kings, involved drawing blood from various parts of the body, typically the tongue, ears, or genitals, using sharp instruments such as obsidian blades or stingray spines. This was not a mere expression of devotion, but a deeply spiritual act believed to maintain cosmic order and ensure the favor of the gods. The bloodletting ceremonies were often performed by royalty or high-ranking individuals during significant events like religious festivals, the birth of a royal child, or the ascension of a new king. Participants would pierce themselves and then collect the blood on paper or cloth, which was subsequently burned to send the offerings to the gods. This act of self-sacrifice was thought to communicate directly with the divine, inviting blessings and prosperity for the community. Moreover, it was believed that the gods themselves practiced self-sacrifice to create the world, and by shedding their blood, the Mayans were emulating these divine acts. The pain and the bloodshed were seen as a means to balance the universe and demonstrate piety. As we delve into the Mayan bloodletting ritual, we uncover a profound connection between physical sacrifice and spiritual devotion, reflecting a remarkable yet intense aspect of Mayan culture that sought harmony with the divine through personal suffering. The ninth bizarre ritual involves the Celtic Samhain celebrations, the origins of modern Halloween with a look at ancient customs. Samhain, pronounced so-in, was a festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter in ancient Celtic culture. This celebration, held from October 31 to November 1, was a time when the boundary between the living world and the spirit world was believed to be at its thinnest. During Samhain, the Celts practiced a variety of customs to honor their ancestors and seek protection from malevolent spirits. Bonfires were a central element of the festivities, symbolizing the sun and providing light and warmth as the days grew shorter. Cattle were often sacrificed and bones were burned in the bonfires as offerings to the gods. The Celts also believed that spirits and fairies, known as the Aos-Shi, roamed the earth during Samhain. To appease these supernatural beings, people would leave offerings of food and drink outside their homes. They also wore costumes, often made from animal skins, to disguise themselves and avoid being harmed or taken by malicious spirits. Another key practice was divination, as it was thought that the presence of otherworldly forces made it an ideal time for fortune-telling. Druids and seers would use various methods, such as casting stones or interpreting dreams, to predict the future. The practice of carving turnips into lanterns, which would later evolve into the modern jack-o'-lantern, was also part of Samhain. These lanterns were believed to ward off evil spirits and guide the souls of the dead. Samhain's influence on the modern celebration of Halloween is evident in the continuation of these ancient customs, such as dressing in costumes, carving pumpkins, and indulging in treats. As we explore the Celtic Samhain celebrations, we gain a deeper appreciation for how these ancient rites have shaped contemporary traditions and the enduring legacy of this mystical festival in connecting us with our cultural past. The 10th bizarre ritual involves the Roman Saturnalia, a festival of role reversals and excessive merriment. Celebrated in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, Saturnalia was one of ancient Rome's most anticipated and extravagant festivals. Taking place from December 17 to December 23, this festival turned the social order on its head, allowing slaves and masters to switch roles and enjoy a temporary equality. The essence of Saturnalia was marked by a sense of chaos and liberation from the usual social constraints. During this time, norms of behavior were relaxed and societal hierarchies were inverted. Slaves were treated to grand feasts, given the freedom to speak freely, and even wore their masters' clothing. Conversely, masters served their slaves, embodying the spirit of role reversal that defined Saturnalia. Public banquets, games, and gift-giving were key elements of the celebrations, with everyone participating in the revelry. The festival began with a grand public sacrifice at the Temple of Saturn, followed by a joyous procession where people would dance and sing in the streets. Homes were decorated with greenery, and candles were lit to symbolize the return of light after the shortest day of the year. One of the most intriguing aspects of Saturnalia was the election of a mock king, known as the Saturnalian Princeps or Lord of Misrule. This figure, often a low-ranking member of society or a slave, was given temporary authority and could command others to perform amusing or absurd tasks. The atmosphere was one of unrestrained joy and indulgence, with gambling, drinking, and feasting taking center stage. The exchange of gifts, particularly wax candles and small figurines, was a common practice symbolizing light and rebirth. Although the days of Saturnalia were marked by hedonism and excess, the festival also had a deeper significance. It was a time to honor the memory of the mythical Golden Age, a period of peace and abundance under Saturn's rule. The temporary suspension of social order and the emphasis on community and generosity reflected a longing for a return to that idyllic past. As we delve into the exuberant and topsy-turvy world of Saturnalia, we uncover a fascinating glimpse into the values and traditions of ancient Rome. The festival's enduring legacy can still be seen in modern celebrations that embrace themes of role reversal, merriment, and the triumph of light over darkness. The 11th bizarre ritual involves the Japanese Heian period purification rites, a series of elaborate and unique practices aimed at cleansing the body and soul. During the Heian period, which spanned from 794 to 1185, the Japanese aristocracy held a deep belief in the need to purify oneself from impurities, both physical and spiritual. This was rooted in the ancient Shinto religion, which emphasized cleanliness and the flow of spiritual energy. One of the most bizarre aspects of these purification rites was the practice known as misogi, which involved standing under a waterfall or immersing oneself in a river to cleanse the body and rid oneself of spiritual pollution. The cold water was believed to wash away impurities and negative energies, allowing the participant to achieve a state of purity and renewal. Aristocrats would often perform these rites at specific times of the year or before important events to ensure they were in the best possible spiritual state. Another elaborate purification process was the oharai, a ritual designed to cleanse objects, places, and people. This involved the use of haragushi, a wand made of paper or wood, which was waved over the subject to transfer impurities to the wand, thus purifying the individual or object. Priests would also recite incantations and perform specific gestures to enhance the cleansing effect. One of the more dramatic purification rites was the Nakatomi no Hari, a grand ceremony held at the imperial court to purify the emperor and the nation. This involved intricate rituals, including the burning of offerings and the recital of ancient prayers, to invoke the favor of the gods and ensure the well-being of the entire country. The Heian period purification rites were not just about physical cleanliness, but were deeply intertwined with the social and political structures of the time. These rites reinforced the divine authority of the emperor and the nobility, as only they had the means and the knowledge to perform such elaborate and spiritually significant ceremonies. As we explore these fascinating purification rites, we gain insight into the intricate spiritual and cultural fabric of the Heian period, revealing how the quest for purity and spiritual harmony was central to the lives and beliefs of the Japanese aristocracy. The 12th bizarre ritual involves the African Zangbeto night rituals, exploring the mysterious masked guardians of Benin. In the West African country of Benin, the ancient religion of Vodun holds significant cultural and spiritual influence. One of the most fascinating and enigmatic rituals within this tradition is the Zangbeto night rituals, Zangbeto, known as the Night Watchmen, are believed to be non-human spirits that serve as guardians of the night. These masked and elaborately costumed figures play a crucial role in maintaining social order and protecting the community from evil forces. The ritual begins as night falls, with rhythmic drumming and chanting filling the air. Participants, including members of the Zangbeto society, don intricate straw costumes that completely obscure their identities. These costumes are made of natural materials and are designed to invoke the presence of the Zangbeto spirits. As the ceremony progresses, the Zangbeto perform a series of vigorous dances and acrobatic feats, believed to cleanse the area of malevolent energies and safeguard the community. The sight of these masked guardians whirling and spinning under the moonlight is both captivating and eerie, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. The Zangbeto's movements are said to be guided by the spirits themselves, and it is believed that they possess supernatural abilities. For instance, they are thought to have the power to detect and expose wrongdoers, ensuring justice is served. This makes them both feared and respected figures within the community. The Zangbeto night rituals are more than just a spectacle. They are a vital part of the social fabric, reinforcing communal bonds and cultural identity. The secrecy surrounding the Zangbeto's identity adds to their mystique, as it is said that only initiated members of the Vodun society know the true nature of these guardians. This ensures that the ritual remains a powerful and sacred tradition, passed down through generations. As we delve into the Zangbeto night rituals, we uncover the rich tapestry of beliefs and customs that define Benin's cultural heritage. These mysterious masked guardians embody the community's collective hopes and fears, serving as a testament to the enduring power of ancient traditions in the modern world. The 13th bizarre ritual involves the Native American sun dance, a grueling and spiritual test of endurance. This sacred ceremony, practiced by various plains tribes such as the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho, is one of the most powerful and physically demanding rites in Native American culture. At the heart of the sun dance is the belief in personal sacrifice as a means to connect with the Great Spirit and seek spiritual renewal. The ritual typically takes place during the summer solstice and involves elaborate preparations that span several days. Participants, known as dancers, undergo a period of fasting and purification, often spending time in a sweat lodge to cleanse their bodies and spirits. The central figure of the sun dance is the sacred tree or pole, symbolizing the axis mundi, the connection between the heavens and the earth. This tree is ceremoniously selected, cut down, and erected at the dance site, where it serves as the focal point of the ritual. The dancers who have pledged to undertake the ordeal are then ritually pierced through the chest or back with wooden pegs attached to ropes connected to the sacred tree. As they dance around the pole, pulling against the ropes, the physical pain and the act of tearing the flesh are seen as offerings to the Great Spirit. This intense physical trial is believed to bring visions, spiritual enlightenment, and healing to the dancers and their community. The sun dance is not only a test of physical endurance, but also a profound spiritual journey that embodies themes of sacrifice, renewal, and the interconnectedness of all life. By enduring the pain and pushing through their limits, the dancers express their devotion and seek blessings for themselves and their people. The sun dance remains a deeply revered and powerful ritual, illustrating the profound spiritual connections and the resilience of Native American cultures. The 14th bizarre ritual involves the Sumerian sacred marriage, a divine union between a king and a goddess incarnate in a priestess. This ancient ceremony was a cornerstone of Sumerian religious practice, symbolizing the harmonious relationship between the divine and the earthly realms. The sacred marriage, or Hieros Gamos, was performed annually during the New Year festival, known as Akitu, which celebrated the agricultural cycle and the renewal of life. In this ritual, the king represented the god Dumuzi, the deity of vegetation and fertility, while a high priestess stood as the earthly embodiment of the goddess Inanna, who was associated with love, fertility, and war. The ceremony began with elaborate preparations, including prayers, offerings, and purification rites to sanctify both participants. The union was believed to ensure the fertility of the land, prosperity of the people, and the stability of the kingdom. The king and the priestess would engage in a symbolic consummation within a specially prepared sacred space, often the temple dedicated to Inanna. This act was not merely physical but was imbued with profound religious significance, believed to invoke the blessings of the gods upon the entire community. The sacred marriage was witnessed by priests and priestesses who recited hymns and performed rituals to honor the deities and solidify the divine connection. The outcome of the ritual was seen as a reflection of the king's divine favor and legitimacy to rule. Successful completion of the sacred marriage was thought to bring about a bountiful harvest, military victories, and overall prosperity. The Sumerian sacred marriage highlights the deep intertwining of religion and politics in ancient Mesopotamian society, where the king's authority was both earthly and divine. This ritual underscores the ancient belief in the vital role of divine favor in the sustenance and governance of the state, showcasing the enduring influence of spiritual practices in shaping the history and culture of ancient civilizations. As we delve into the Sumerian sacred marriage, we gain a deeper understanding of how the ancients sought to bridge the gap between the mortal and the divine, hoping to secure blessings and harmony for their world. The 15th bizarre ritual involves the initiation rites of the Greco-Roman mystery religions, practices shrouded in secrecy and designed to forge a profound connection between the initiate and the divine. These mystery religions, which included the cults of gods such as Mithras and Dionysus, promised personal salvation and a deeper spiritual experience than the traditional public worship of the time. The initiation rites or mysteries were elaborate ceremonies that newcomers had to undergo to become full members of the religious community. Unlike the more public rituals, these initiations were kept secret, with participants sworn to silence about what transpired. The mysteries of Mithras, a religion popular among soldiers and the lower classes in the Roman Empire, involved a series of 7 grades of initiation, each symbolizing different aspects of the soul's journey towards enlightenment. These rites often took place in Mithraea, underground temples designed to resemble caves, symbolizing the cosmos. The initiates underwent tests of endurance and courage, such as simulated combat or enduring physical discomfort, reflecting Mithra's mythological slaying of the primeval bull. The climax of the initiation involved the enactment of a sacred meal, thought to unite the participants with Mithras himself. Similarly, the Bacchanalia, associated with the god Dionysus, offered a radically different path to divine communion. These rites, celebrated in honor of the god of wine and ecstasy, involved frenzied dances, intoxicating music, and the consumption of wine. The initiates, often women known as Maenads or Bacchants, sought to achieve a state of divine madness that allowed them to transcend ordinary reality and become one with Dionysus. The rituals included symbolic death and rebirth, representing the cyclical nature of life and the promise of immortality. The secrecy of these rites was not just about maintaining the exclusivity of the religious experience, but also about preserving the sanctity and power of the mysteries. The initiation processes served as transformative experiences, marking a profound personal and spiritual change. These mystery religions offered their followers a sense of belonging and a deeper connection to the divine that was otherwise unavailable in traditional religious practices. As we explore the Greco-Roman mystery religion's initiation rites, we uncover a world where secrecy and sacredness intertwined, providing believers with a unique path to spiritual enlightenment and personal salvation. These rites highlight the diverse and rich tapestry of ancient religious practices, emphasizing the human desire to seek a deeper understanding of existence and the divine. Spotlight on ritual symbolism and its cultural significance, exploring how symbols and rites reflect societal values. Throughout history, rituals and their accompanying symbols have served as powerful expressions of societal values and beliefs. These symbols often carry profound meanings, weaving together the cultural, spiritual, and moral fabric of a community. Take, for example, the Egyptian ankh, a symbol of life and immortality. Used extensively in burial rituals and depicted in various religious contexts, the ankh reflects the Egyptians' emphasis on the afterlife and the eternal nature of the soul. This symbol was more than just a simple sign. It was a powerful talisman believed to protect and guide the deceased through their journey in the afterlife. Similarly, the Mayan bloodletting rituals employed symbols like the stingray spine and obsidian blades, which were not just tools but sacred objects that embodied the values of sacrifice and communication with the gods. The use of these specific items in the rituals underscored the importance of personal sacrifice in maintaining cosmic balance and harmony. In ancient Greece, the laurel wreath used in the Oracle of Delphi ceremonies symbolized victory and divine favor. The wreath awarded by the god Apollo not only marked the recipient's achievement but also connected them to the divine, reinforcing the societal values of excellence and favor from the gods. The Zangbeto masks from Benin, intricately crafted and concealed in mystery, symbolize protection and the unseen forces guarding the community. These masks represent the belief in spiritual guardianship and the importance of social order maintained through respect for the spiritual realm. The Roman Saturnalia's role reversals symbolized a longing for a return to the Golden Age, where peace and equality reigned. By temporarily inverting social hierarchies, the festival highlighted the values of generosity, community, and a break from societal norms. These rituals and their symbols not only served religious and spiritual purposes, but also acted as visual representations of what a society held dear, influencing the behavior and mindset of its members. They provided a sense of identity and continuity, linking individuals to their collective past and reinforcing shared values. By examining these symbols and rituals, we gain a deeper understanding of the intricate ways in which ancient cultures expressed their beliefs and structured their worlds. The power of these symbols lies in their ability to convey complex ideas succinctly, making them enduring markers of cultural identity and significance. As we continue to explore the fascinating world of ancient rituals, we uncover the timeless nature of symbols and their enduring influence on human societies. The discussion on the psychological and social functions of these rituals reveals a rich landscape of human behavior and belief. Understanding why ancient people engaged in these practices requires a deep dive into the very fabric of their societies. Rituals served several vital purposes, from psychological comfort to social cohesion. Psychologically, these rituals provided a framework for understanding the world and their place within it. In societies where life was often unpredictable and fraught with danger, rituals offered a semblance of control and predictability. For instance, the Minoan bull leaping festival may have provided a way for participants to face their fears and display their bravery, while the Oracle of Delphi's Trance inductions likely offered reassurance and guidance in an uncertain world. Similarly, the Aztec heart extraction ceremony and Mayan bloodletting rituals might have served as profound expressions of devotion, allowing individuals to feel connected to their gods and secure in the belief that they were contributing to the greater good. On a social level, rituals were instrumental in reinforcing societal norms and hierarchies. They acted as powerful tools for social cohesion, bringing communities together and creating a shared sense of identity and purpose. The Roman Saturnalia, with its role reversals, temporarily broke down social barriers, fostering a sense of unity and commonality among different social classes. In contrast, the Egyptian crossing of the soul ceremony reinforced the divine authority of the pharaoh and the structured hierarchy within society. By participating in these shared experiences, individuals felt a collective bond, strengthening the social fabric of their communities. Moreover, rituals were often tied to significant life events, helping people navigate transitions such as birth, death, and marriage. The Heian period purification rites, for example, ensured that individuals were spiritually prepared for important milestones, aligning their physical and spiritual states with societal expectations. The same can be said for the Sumerian sacred marriage, which not only symbolized the union of the divine and the mortal, but also legitimized the king's rule and prosperity of the land. The psychological aspect of rituals also includes the function of catharsis. Engaging in intense ceremonies like the Native American sun dance allowed participants to endure physical pain and transcend their limitations, resulting in a profound sense of personal transformation and renewal. This cathartic experience underscored the connection between physical endurance and spiritual enlightenment, a theme present in many ancient rituals. Finally, it's essential to acknowledge that rituals served as a means of cultural transmission, passing down values, beliefs, and traditions from one generation to the next. They were living embodiments of a culture's history and worldview, ensuring continuity and preserving the collective memory of the community. The use of specific symbols and rites within these rituals encapsulated complex ideas and values, making them accessible and enduring. In essence, these bizarre rituals were far more than mere superstitions or primitive customs. They were sophisticated, multifaceted practices that addressed the psychological and social needs of ancient peoples, providing comfort, cohesion, and continuity in a world that was often harsh and unpredictable. The comparison with modern-day rituals reveals fascinating parallels and sharp contrasts, humanizing ancient customs and showing how some of these practices have evolved or endured in new forms. Contemporary rituals, though often less extreme, still serve similar psychological and social functions, fulfilling our innate need for order, connection, and meaning. Take, for example, the ancient Egyptian crossing of the soul ceremony and modern-day funerals. Both practices center around honoring the deceased and providing comfort to the living. While we no longer mummify bodies or perform elaborate rites like the weighing of the heart, modern funerals often include symbolic acts such as the lighting of candles, the use of flowers, and the recitation of eulogies, all of which foster a sense of closure and continuity. Similarly, consider the parallels between the Minoan bull leaping festival and modern sports events. The thrill, danger, and communal spirit of bull leaping can be seen in contemporary activities like rodeos, extreme sports, or even football games, where participants and spectators alike experience a sense of excitement, bravery, and shared identity. The transformation of ancient bloodletting rituals into modern medical practices provides another stark contrast. While the Mayans performed bloodletting as a spiritual act to maintain cosmic balance, today's blood donation drives serve a life-saving purpose, helping to maintain a different kind of balance within our healthcare systems. Yet, the underlying principle of sacrifice for the greater good persists. Modern holidays such as Halloween and Christmas have clear roots in rituals like the Celtic Samhain and the Roman Saturnalia. Halloween, with its costumes, trick-or-treating, and carved pumpkins, echoes the ancient Samhain practices of disguises and offerings to ward off spirits. Christmas, with its festive lights, gift-giving, and feasting, carries forward the spirit of Saturnalia's role reversals, generosity, and celebration of light. Even our modern-day religious practices bear some resemblance to the Greco-Roman mystery religions. The solemnity and transformative nature of Christian baptism, for example, can be likened to the initiation rites of Mithras or Dionysus, where participants undergo a ritualistic cleansing to signify a new beginning and a deeper spiritual connection. Weddings today also reflect ancient rituals like the Sumerian sacred marriage. While the modern ceremony may lack the overt religious symbolism of ancient times, the exchange of vows, rings, and the presence of witnesses all echo the themes of unity, blessing, and societal approval that were central to ancient matrimonial rites. The comparison with modern-day rituals shows that while the forms and contexts may have changed, the core functions of rituals providing structure, fostering community, and connecting us to something greater than ourselves remain remarkably consistent. This continuity highlights our shared human need for rituals that help us navigate life's uncertainties, create meaning, and uphold cultural values. By drawing these parallels, we see that ancient customs, no matter how bizarre they may seem to us now, were deeply rooted in the same fundamental needs and aspirations that continue to shape our rituals today. The perception of these rituals by outsiders at the time, including travelers and historians, varied widely, often colored by cultural biases, misunderstandings, and the inherent mysteries surrounding foreign customs. For example, early European explorers who encountered the Aztec heart extraction ceremony might have been horrified by the brutality and sheer bloodshed, seeing it as barbaric and savage. Accounts from Spanish conquistadors like Hernán Cortés depicted these rituals in grim detail, emphasizing their shock and moral outrage, which later served to justify their conquest and colonization efforts. Similarly, when Greek travelers like Herodotus described the Egyptian mummification process and the elaborate burial rites, they often marveled at the intricate customs and the Egyptians' profound obsession with the afterlife, viewing it with a mixture of fascination and skepticism. The Roman perceptions of the Celtic Samhain were equally complex. As the Romans expanded into Celtic territories, they encountered the Samhain celebrations with their bonfires, costumes, and divination practices. While they acknowledged the significance of these rituals in Celtic culture, they also sought to integrate and transform them, leading to the eventual evolution of these customs into modern Halloween. On the other hand, Chinese historians documenting the Tibetan sky burial during the Tang dynasty often approached it with a sense of bewilderment and respect. They noted the practicality given Tibet's harsh geography, but also highlighted the deep spiritual meanings that underpin the ritual, appreciating the Tibetan Buddhism's profound reverence for life and the natural world. The Viking Blood Eagle, as recounted in Norse sagas, evoked a sense of both fear and admiration among contemporaries and later historians. This gruesome ritual was seen as a testament to the Vikings' fierce warrior culture and their unyielding devotion to their gods, serving to reinforce the image of Vikings as formidable and ruthless adversaries. Similarly, ancient Greek scholars who wrote about the Oracle of Delphi often did so with reverence and curiosity. They were intrigued by the Pythia's trance states and the cryptic prophecies, seeing Delphi as a center of divine wisdom and mystery. Outsiders' reports varied from awe and respect for the priestess's perceived divine connection to skepticism about the true source of her prophetic abilities, with some attributing the trance states to clever trickery or natural gases. In contrast, the Roman Saturnalia was more readily embraced and even celebrated by outsiders within the empire. The festival's themes of role reversal and communal joy transcended cultural boundaries, making it a popular event that showcased the Roman spirit of inclusivity and revelry, thereby enhancing Rome's cultural cohesion and appeal. These diverse perceptions reveal much about the observers themselves, their cultural frameworks, values, and the extent of their understanding or misunderstanding. Travelers and historians facing these rituals often grappled with their own biases and preconceived notions, which colored their descriptions and interpretations. This outsider perspective not only shaped historical records, but also influenced the ways in which these ancient practices were remembered and interpreted by future generations. Understanding how these rituals were perceived by those who encountered them helps us navigate the complex interplay of cultural exchange, interpretation, and the evolution of human beliefs. It reminds us of the powerful impact that cultural context has on our perception of other societies, both in ancient times and today. The analysis of the decline and transformation of these rituals reveals a complex interplay of social, political, and cultural shifts that have led to their evolution or disappearance over time. Many ancient rituals did not simply vanish. They adapted to changing circumstances, merging with other customs or evolving into new forms that better suited contemporary societies. Take, for instance, the transition of the Roman Saturnalia into Christmas. The original festival's themes of generosity, role reversal, and celebration of light during the darkest time of the year found resonance in the Christian celebration of Christmas. Over time, elements such as gift-giving, feasting, and decorating with greenery were incorporated into Christmas traditions, transforming Saturnalia's secular exuberance into a religious holiday focused on joy and community. Similarly, the Celtic Samhain blended with Christian All Saints' Day and All Hallows' Eve, evolving into modern-day Halloween. The ancient practices of wearing costumes to ward off spirits and leaving offerings morphed into today's traditions of dressing up in costumes and trick-or-treating. While the original spiritual connotations may have diminished, the core elements of these rituals continue to thrive in a more secular context. The Aztec heart extraction ceremony, on the other hand, faced a more abrupt decline with the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire. The Spanish colonizers, horrified by the human sacrifices, forcibly suppressed these rituals, replacing them with Christian rites and ceremonies. The dramatic clash of cultures and the imposition of new religious practices led to the disappearance of many indigenous rituals, though echoes of these ancient customs can still be found in some local traditions and festivals in Mexico today. The decline of the Minoan bull leaping festival can be attributed to the eventual fall of Minoan civilization, possibly due to natural disasters or invasions. However, the spectacle and thrill of such activities have persisted in various forms, from the bullfighting arenas of Spain to rodeos in the Americas, where the symbolic struggle between human and beast continues to captivate audiences. The oracle of Delphi's trance inductions gradually faded as the classical world transitioned into the Christian era. The rise of Christianity and the decline of polytheistic worship led to the closure of the Delphic sanctuary, and the once revered Pythia was replaced by new religious authorities. Yet the concept of seeking divine insight has endured, with pilgrimages, religious consultations, and even modern psychics and spiritual advisors echoing the ancient practice of seeking guidance from higher powers. The Blood Eagle ritual, like many Viking practices, diminished with the Christianization of Scandinavia. As Norse societies adopted Christianity, many of their more violent and pagan rituals were abandoned or transformed to align with the new religious framework. The emphasis on honor, bravery, and sacrifice, however, remained ingrained in the cultural psyche, influencing subsequent traditions and narratives. Meanwhile, the Tibetan sky burial has withstood the test of time, continuing as a deeply spiritual practice within Tibetan Buddhism. Despite modern influences and external pressures, the ritual remains a testament to the enduring belief in the impermanence of life and the interconnectedness of all beings. However, environmental and societal changes have led some communities to adapt or supplement traditional practices with more conventional burial methods. The Mayan bloodletting ritual saw a decline with the collapse of the Mayan civilization and the subsequent Spanish colonization. The introduction of Christianity and the suppression of indigenous practices led to the disappearance of these rituals. Yet, the symbolic importance of blood and sacrifice has persisted in certain cultural rites and ceremonies among Maya descendants. The Greco-Roman mystery religions largely faded with the rise of Christianity, which offered its own narrative of personal salvation and spiritual transformation. Many elements of these mystery religions, such as the emphasis on initiation and community, were absorbed into Christian practices, shaping the development of early Christian rituals and the structure of the Church. The understanding of the decline and transformation of these rituals offers a window into how cultures adapt and preserve their heritage amidst changing landscapes. While some ancient practices have disappeared, their influences can often be traced in modern traditions, demonstrating the resilient nature of human belief and the continuous evolution of cultural expressions. By examining these transitions, we gain insight into the dynamic nature of rituals and their enduring significance in shaping and reflecting the values of societies throughout history. The fun speculation on what future historians might think of our current rituals adds a humorous and insightful perspective. Imagine a historian from the year 3023 looking back at our times with a mixture of curiosity and amusement. They might ponder the significance of our modern-day rituals and wonder what drove us to engage in such activities. Picture them analyzing our daily coffee routines, seeing our trips to the coffee shop as sacred morning rituals designed to summon the energy gods before we begin our day. Future historians might laugh at our obsession with selfies and social media, interpreting it as a complex ritual of self-worship and digital immortality, where people offer daily sacrifices of pixelated images to gain favor from the virtual deities known as followers. Our gym routines could be viewed as a form of personal penance, a way to atone for overindulgence and ensure the blessings of health and fitness gods. Consider the curious fascination they might have with our Black Friday shopping frenzy, which they could see as a modern-day gladiatorial event, where participants bravely fought for discounted treasures in a ritual of consumerism and prosperity. Weddings might be analyzed with a mix of awe and confusion, with future historians marveling at the elaborate ceremonies, the exchange of rings, and the tradition of the first dance, speculating that it must have been a complex rite of passage to unite two souls and signal the start of a new family lineage. They might chuckle at our elaborate holiday celebrations like Halloween and Christmas, noting how we transform dressing up in costumes and giving gifts into integral cultural ceremonies that likely serve to strengthen communal bonds and spread joy. Imagine them dissecting our fascination with reality TV and award shows, seeing them as modern equivalents of ancient rituals where participants competed for glory and honor on a world stage, hoping to receive the ultimate blessing of fame. As they piece together our rituals from digital archives and remnants of our media, they might conclude that our era was marked by a deep need for connection, validation, and communal experiences, reflecting a society constantly striving to find meaning and purpose in an ever-evolving world. The humorous and speculative lens through which future historians might view our current rituals reminds us that, just like the ancient practices we've explored, our actions today are shaped by cultural values, societal norms, and the universal human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. In summary, we've journeyed through some of the most bizarre rituals from ancient times, uncovering the cannibalistic practices of the Anasazi, the daring bull-leaping festival of Minoan, Crete, and the trance-induced prophecies of the Oracle of Delphi. We witnessed the gruesome Viking Blood Eagle and the heart-wrenching Aztec heart extraction ceremony, each reflecting the profound spiritual and cultural beliefs of their people. The Tibetan sky burial brought us face to face with a serene acceptance of death, while the Egyptian crossing of the soul ceremony showcased a meticulous preparation for the afterlife. We delved into the self-sacrificial Mayan bloodletting, the transformative Celtic Samhain celebrations, and the role-reversing Roman Saturnalia, the purification rites of Japan's Heian period, the enigmatic Zangbeto night rituals of Benin, and the grueling Native American sun dance all revealed unique facets of human devotion and endurance. Lastly, we explored the divine Sumerian sacred marriage and the secretive Greco-Roman mystery religions, highlighting humanity's perpetual quest for connection with the divine. From these ancient practices, we glimpse the weird and wonderful tapestry of human history, each ritual a testament to the diverse ways our ancestors sought meaning, comfort, and community. Now, as we reflect on these extraordinary customs, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more intriguing explorations into the mysteries of history. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on our historical adventures. Thank you for joining us and stay curious.